The other really important thing about this alignment phase that I know we spend a lot of time on, and this is one of maybe the toughest parts of the alignment space. We love working with people who have big visions for their product, but we really want to help them and encourage them to start small. One of the realities that's just a good practice to do, because you want to get a product into the market, you want to test product market fit, you want to get user feedback. But the other reality at this point is usually our vision for the product is bigger than our budget. So talk a little bit about how we kind of align the roadmap to the budget.
Yeah. So, it's really all about navigating trade-offs. And at this point, there's some magic when we go through this as a team. When I say a team, like there's our team and the client team. By the time we get to this plan, there's real insight that we can look at and sort of objectively say, like, yes, we're hitting the right notes, or we know where the rough edges are. We know what we need to do.
We know this feature has to be there because it's reducing these risks. These are all things we learned in the discovery process.
Yeah. And how do we navigate those difficult trade-offs at a business level, saying, like, there are cases where when we get into this, maybe, clarity, transparency, trying to have those hard discussions now, saying, like, we can do all of this, but we can't do these other things and still be in the same time and budget model, and empower our client to have a discussion around that. Sometimes it's increase the budget because now I know why. There's a good argument here, and I can go get this additional funding to do it. And if it isn't going to take too much longer, let's go for it. In other cases, that makes sense. And maybe there are some pieces that we can kind of switch around, and that's a valuable thing.
And usually it's not, are we going to do this? Are we not going to do this? But when are we going to do this? So features can get pushed into a future phase. We can use the funding that's available today to create an initial product that will get us into the market
at a big trade show, or
something like that. But then we'll come right on the heels of that and begin, get additional funding approved and work on additional features right away. So it's a challenging, but really there's a lot of magic that happens in that. So we kind of start with a discovery workshop and we end with what's called the release planning workshop, where at this point we're now really unified as a team. Usually, the high level of trust, high level of clarity, and now let's just make the decisions that are going to keep us on track and successfully get to that launch. Once we have that in place, the teams can be off and running at a high velocity and really start, building in a, we know what the product needs to do. We know why that is. We know that we're completely solving a problem, and we're solving it in a way that's distinctive, that we've got some feedback that the users are going to love, like that they find it engaging and they'll be super excited when that is available. The company inside, the business inside can start preparing for training and marketing, customer support, those kinds of things. So there's often work that they have to do internally, and we're there to kind of help them along the way, understanding kind of where that product is. We will continue to learn as we go, but that risk factor is significantly ducked down as we get into the build.